What up, crypto fam? It's Phantom. Taking a look at the market. Uh, Bitcoin rejected again off resistance today. The previous support levels that we once had are now our resistance levels in the just below the 42K area, and it will continue to be resistance all the way up to I've drawn about the 43K area. We did bounce earlier this week perfectly off of the weekly trend line that we've mentioned on the stream that's held since the end of 2020. So we continue to use that as our strongest support level, and we're just kind of ping-ponging between that support level and our previous support level back and forth. So we're going to make a move. Obviously we're going to break one or the other. We're not going to sit here indefinitely. I think there's more likelihood that we break to the upside, even though breaking down is a little bit easier. For the most of the time, it's easier to break down. But with the amount of news that's coming out and the S&P having their earnings week, they didn't do as well as a lot of people expected as far as the S&P stocks rallying. They kind of took a hit the other day. They've corrected some today to the upside. That said, the S&P itself it didn't perform like people thought it would this week, and we are still very correlated to the S&P. So it's kind of tough. I was expecting a larger move to the upside. I still anticipate that move. As I mentioned, my thoughts were this week was just going to be the start of the move to the bullish momentum. I will point out what I have on previous streams, that if we do close this week, even though this is a green candle, it's happened a few times before where we print this red candle on my indicator and the bullish momentum starts shortly after. You can see it happened here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 times that it's happened thus far, where we print this type of red candle and we make a pretty decent move to the upside. There's only one time that it's corrected downward. So 4 out of 5 I would take as a gamble any day of the week. Obviously not financial advice, but we still have our hidden divergence, which is where our prices continue to go up over time and the RSI is trending down over time. That hidden bullish divergence is one of the strongest indicators around. So I'm hoping that becomes fruitful in the next week or so. I'm still pushing for Bitcoin to break through this resistance. I have mentioned on the stream that I thought it was going to be difficult for us to chew through, and we've rejected hard from it a couple of times. The more times we try at it, the more we're breaking through each time. So I'm hopeful the next run up that we get, we can close above this resistance and create another strong support level again. That said, we'll take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. The Fear and Greed Index today looks like it's sitting at 26. So that's expected. We're still in fear territory. I don't think we'll leave it or extreme fear until people can stop looking at majority of the red. Obviously, this is a new day. We're only 3 hours into this daily candle, so we still have slight gains from yesterday, but yesterday we started taking the hit. So I'm still in my Cosmos long. I'm barely profitable. I'm gonna hold it. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. But I'm holding it for at least the rest of the probably till the end of the weekly candle and see how it does, and I'll make a decision on that. I'll obviously update the stream if I plan on making any type of moves. I was going to sell it when Bitcoin was hitting the resistance here that I've mentioned on stream and take like a small 4 or 5% profit. I probably should have done that in retrospect, but I didn't, so I'm currently sitting in my same long position that I've opened on Cosmos. We do have a few news articles that I wanted to bring attention to. The reason that you saw 0x pump the other day is that it partnered with Coinbase to launch an NFT platform in beta. So the partnership brings 0x protocol expertise in multi-chain NFT swaps to Coinbase's up-and-coming NFT platform, powered by the former gas-efficient features. So 0x is a layer 2, so it's going to have greatly reduced fees compared to, say Ethereum or anything like that on the NFT space. The beta phase will have no transaction fees, but only for a limited time. Coinbase plans to eventually add fees in line with Web3 industry standards, alongside a notice of the change once their testing and analytics come from the platform's viability. 0x protocol decentralized infrastructure helps developers and users access a robust feature set of NFT exchange functionality. When NFT swaps that support all major token standards like ERC20, ERC721, ERC 1155, among others. 0x also offers free non-custodial listings alongside off-chain or on-chain order optionality. Given its design, 0x protocol provides users with up to 54% more efficiency in terms of gas fees, which is what I was mentioning. The gas fees are greatly reduced with these layer 2 tokens versus Ethereum. They roll up a bunch of transactions and add them to a block rather than the small block sizes with Ethereum. So the fees are greatly reduced. They're shared across more people. So this is good news, big news for 0x. Obviously, they're going to correct some because they had quite a large pump after the news. Let's see what they're at today. Yeah, they're down 3%. I mean, it pumped pretty hard, over almost to $1.20 yesterday. So it did scream up as soon as the news was released from Coinbase. Another cool mention that I noticed, the first batch of 100 items will be available soon. Axe, the body spray company, one of the largest deodorant companies in the world, is putting the Dogecoin logo on their Axe spray, or their Axe deodorant stick. Axe clarified that they'll be available for purchase with Dogecoin. So the announcement was made on the occasion of Doge Day 420. The choice of the date was an obvious nod to the pot 420 joke that's been overused by Elon Musk, who happens to be the most vocal supporter of the original meme cryptocurrency. A year ago, the supporters of the meme cryptocurrency attempted to push the price of the biggest meme cryptocurrency to $1. The first attempt failed, but the Bitcoin parity did end up surging to 73 cents in early May before witnessing a rapid crash. Dogecoin is currently down 80% from its all-time high, currently trading at 14 cents on major exchanges. So if you don't know about Dogecoin, someone basically forked the Bitcoin code. It's basically a copy-paste of Bitcoin, and then they blew up the amount available for it, and then they put a meme of a dog on it. So, and it's been all the rage. Go figure, right? You would have been better off investing in Dogecoin in 2020 than you were investing in Bitcoin, which is mind-blowing. But here we are. I think that will start going away as the cryptocurrency market matures, but we're still less than a $2 trillion market cap. So these types of things are going to continue to happen until either, some real development happens on these chains, or the market cap gets too big that they're just not able to compete any longer. Probably 95+% of the cryptocurrency altcoins are going to die. There's going to be a few winners that control the space, but so pick your horses. But it's going to take years for some of these companies to get flushed out. So this is bearish news, but I see it as bullish, and I'll explain why. The Bank of England taps banks for funds to increase the scrutiny of crypto assets. UK banking regulators are concerned about the risk in growing markets. Crypto is now bigger than subprime mortgages before the crisis. So what they're referencing here is um, the mortgage companies got super inflated before the housing market crash, and they're hiring over 100 people to do risk research and publicize the risks of getting into the crypto space and why it's dangerous and why it needs severe regulation. And the reason that I think this is bullish long term is because they wouldn't be hiring all these people and pushing all this negativity towards something if they weren't directly threatened. They are extremely threatened at Bitcoin's increasing its growth, especially in finance in the financial industry. Bitcoin's blown up over the past few years, and it's going to continue to gain adoption, especially with the elections coming, and people are going to be mentioning Bitcoin as part of what they're running with. We have the midterms coming up, the primary elections coming up. There's elections all over the world that candidates are now mentioning Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies because of the transparency that they provide and the freedom that they provide people. And all the other various benefits, the transaction speeds, the not rolling back of transactions, the cheapness that it provides small businesses instead of paying the outrageous fees to the banks or the POS systems. There's a ton to be gained moving towards Bitcoin versus the current financial market, and the financial market knows that, and they're an entrenched competitor, right? So they're going to dig in, and they're going to throw everything they have. They will lose, but the stronger they fight, the longer it will take. And these are people that aren't going to go down lightly. So these types of things will probably continue to happen. I think it's a losing battle for them, but it's kind of reassuring to know that they're this threatened, that they're hiring people just to point out the risks involved. They act as if they're doing people a service, but really all they're doing is protecting their own hide. So those are the news articles I have for today. And just to wrap up, Bitcoin is being Bitcoin. It's going to continue to bounce between this support level and this resistance level, and until it can break through one way or the other. It just depends on what it chooses to do first. I will maintain my bullish theory until we close below this trend line. It hasn't happened since 2020, but if we do close below this, I think we do have a decent chunk to fall. I think we'll fall to the 28 to 34K region. I think there's going to be buys layered all the way down there in that region. But as long as we close the weekly in just under 3 days above this trend line, I maintain my bullish sentiment, my bullish thoughts, and I think we're moving towards the upside slowly but surely. So that's all I have for today. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. I hope you have an even better Friday, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, peace.